Yo, brothers. It is a warm day today. It's supposed to be like 73 today. So guess what? The shorts are out. Oh yeah, it's the first time this year. I'm ready. It's a beautiful, means I get to have the doors open and whatnot. Awesome. But what we're gonna be doing today is the Cobalt action. I'm gonna start pulling this engine bay apart, cleaning it up so I can start getting this area prepped for paint. So I have quite a bit to remove. I gotta get all the brake stuff off. The clutch master cylinder, motor mount, all the wiring harness off the thing, the washer bottle. I'm waiting for a tool to come in, which is surprising that I've been able to get wiper arms off without it so far, but these ones are pretty rusted on pretty badly. Well, I'll show you that in another video as far as once I get it in. But that is the plan of attack today. So let's get into it. Once again, can't stress how important this is to label your wires, because every time I pull something else out of this car, it's one more thing to forget when it comes to trying to get this settled. So labeling is key in this situation. By the way, found out why my horn's not working. Yeah, that's an easy one. Only problem is it broke off right in the connector, so I'm gonna have to get a new whole connector with pigtail. Might have to get that from GM, I don't know. But that's later. So this is pretty cool. So you have the whole wiring harness that goes over there for the washer bottle and the lights and all. It comes over here and actually junctions in, and it's this plug here along with this white connector here and the ground here. And once I take these, well, these are disconnected, but once I take these two off, then I can take off this whole front harness. And then I'm gonna label that as obviously the light harness, and then label the connector on the other side here as the light harness too, so that I know both sides of it. So the way this washer bottle is attached, you got two obvious ones here and down here, but then this one up here is also for the washer bottle coming in from the other side to get the neck. And the way I'm gonna do it is leave the hose here, not that I have much in it, but just so it doesn't get all the ground like that. And it elbows up here, then runs along and goes into the cowl on the other side, and then comes out the sprayers. So I'm gonna disconnect it here, leave the top half on the cowl, and then leave this part of the hose down on the washer bottle and pull it off that way. All right, so I'm draining out the brake system and the clutch, since they are both one and the same system. Got all the wiring off that. The speed sensor comes in that hole. I kind of stuffed it through there and unplugged it. The harness wraps around and goes along those pinholes there. Still got quite a bit to do up in here, as you can see, but I just got done labeling most of it and just taking it apart a little bit at a time. Next, once this thing drains, I'm gonna be taking off the master cylinder, brake booster, clutch master cylinder, all that stuff off the Firewall. I just gotta break these lines loose, remove the brake lines out of the master cylinder so I can get all that off as well. Alrighty, we're getting somewhere here. Getting the wiring harness out, strut mount, washer bottle. Just got the brake booster out. Draining that right now, just make sure there's no fluid in it. It wasn't too hard, it's just those two studs on the booster that attach to the brake pedal, brake and gas pedal assembly there. As you can see, it's sitting out there right now, and it pulls right off. I just had to pry it a little bit just because of the seal on it. It was stuck a little bit, but no big deal. Next is to get the clutch master cylinder off of that. One thing you can do is this whole black plate is bolted to the Firewall. So if you want to take it off that way, you can with the bolts that are round. But as you can see, mine are so rusty, I know they're gonna break. So I'm not even gonna play that game. I'm just pulling it off in pieces, and then I'll just paint that with the car. I really don't care whether it stays to the same color or not. You guys are gonna love this. The clutch master cylinder, easiest thing to take out. Hang out right here, and you just twist it, and it comes right out. Oh yeah, look at the simplicity of that. Oh, just gotta make sure that's the white clip. I just gotta turn that straight. I'll need two hands, but that's how I get it out. These wiring harnesses are really easy to push through the Firewall. They're just these little rubber grommets, and you basically just collapse them, push them through. So far, the one that I got was for the main hot. That attaches to the fuse panel, and then the one for the electronic steering, which is here. Then the other one that I'm gonna push through now is basically every other wire on here, and that one's pretty easy. It just has those clips on it that you push in on each corner and push through that way. And then it's just a matter of, well, I gotta unplug the wiper motor first before I can actually push it all the way through. That's the only thing holding me back right now. So for that window connector, not easy. You gotta sneak in under here, and it's plugged in like this. And the way this one works is you have to pull this tab backwards. The way I had to do it is I have a little pick tool that's a 90-degree angle, and got up under there like that and pulled on it, and then pulled it off. I'll put one in the description below, because those things are super useful, and if you guys would like to have one, I'll make it easy for you. Is the wiper motor. And then I still gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this ABS, because they're all hard lines. Can't really move it too far. I almost want to get rid of it because it's quite a bit of weight and space in the front. Not sure what, because I'm gonna have to have some kind of distribution block, because there's only 2 coming out of the master cylinder, and then it goes into the ABS box and then comes out as 4. So if I eliminate that, I have to have some kind of T so where I can junction it off into each individual. All right, it's time to get all these wires to the firewall. Now they got everything disconnected. I'll pull it right through. All right, so next on the list is the shifter linkage here. I already removed it from the bracket here. The one came pretty much right off. The other one I actually had to hammer down. It has these little slip collars where you push them back, and then they release and you push down. Definitely had to fight with that a little bit. I had to replace these on this car before. They were a real pain getting through the carpet in the floor, just because of that rubber grommet that actually comes with it assembled. So you can't remove it or put it on there later. It comes together, so it's a real pain. But I'm just gonna pull the whole shifter assembly and the linkage out together, and there are 13s to pull that off. Another thing to take note of when you're pulling these out, these gotta go in and out one at a time through that hole. They cannot go together. So you kind of just bend the cable, pull it out, and then get the other one out. All right, got the ABS module out. It's just those 4 bolts holding the bracket on. Simple. Obviously, the only things I got left are, oh man, I keep kicking this over, knocking it, dumping the fluid everywhere. But still got the steering linkage to get to the firewall, the fuel and evap line, hard lines for the brakes, little stuff here. All the wires are out, but now I have an obnoxious rat's nest in here that I gotta deal with. You know, and that's the beauty of old cars. They don't have all that stuff, but you know, modern technology. That's gonna wrap this one up at this point. You know, the thing that cracks me up is how much oil is on this side versus over here. It's so clean and dry and rusty, and over here it's oil soaked and nasty and greasy. Just because of my catch can. It didn't seal up very well. I'm definitely gonna do with a better catch can that functions a little better this time, and we won't have so much blow by once we rebuild the engine, so we'll also won't have that issue going on either. But for now, that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know what you think. You know, subscribe, comment, let me know, and I will see you on the next one. Later, brothers.